Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. How's everyone doing tonight? Hopefully well. Crow's Nest, I got your donation, girl. What did you donate for, Crow's Nest? Of course, of course. Hey, Amber. Hey, Mature. Hi, Hood Mystic. Amy, welcome in. Hey, MC. Marta, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking, Keisha. Thank you so much for that comment. Marta, I have your question. Hood Mystic, I have your question. Nannies, I have your question. This is for Lotus Bean. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. If you're having trouble hearing me, let me know. Crow's Nest, you did 2 separate donations. Okay. Yeah, if you just want to let me know what we're doing for you, but no rush because we have one person ahead of you. Lotus Bean, I have a yes. Queen of Swords. This is for Mature. Mature, I have a yes. King of Pentacles. Keisha. Keisha, did you have a specific question you'd like to ask, or did you just want me to pull a card for you? One in-depth question, Crow's Nest? Okay, perfect. Hey, Lotus Bean. I answered your question just now. Just scroll back a minute or two. Okay, so we're pulling a card for Keisha. Keisha, your card is King of Wands. This card talks about being in charge and taking the lead, being very decisive, not uncertain, maybe making yourself more independent from other people or other things. This shows a sense of loyalty, optimism, as well as maybe the tendency to follow inspiration or follow a muse. So you might be a bit impulsive right now, but that's just because you're following your heart. It also can denote that there's unexpected income coming your way or that you inspire other people with who you are. Amy. Amy, I'm getting a yes. Queen of Cups. This is for MMC. MMC, I have Temperance. You know your extremes and now you seek peace. The number 14, solar plexus. This is also Sagittarius card as well. It talks about your life coming into balance or your life needing balance. Either way, it's important for you to find your peace. Don't rush into things. Take things, do things patiently or wait for things patiently. This talks about everything in moderation and maybe finding a way to be like find your, I guess, tranquility or find a place that makes you feel serene. This also can talk about if you're in the middle of a situation that requires compromise. Both parties will win if there's compromise here. This indicates forgiveness, making accommodations, so not being too rigid in your approach. maybe just offering some flexibility or leniency. And the last message is that time heals all wounds. This is for Marta. Marta, I have a yes for you. 6 of Wands. Hood Mystic. Hood Mystic, the Virgo views you as a King of Swords. You're a really good communicator. Maybe you have really good banter, or someone tells you that you're really good at communicating. Maybe you're very quick-witted. You think on your feet. You could have a flirty energy, even if you're not flirting, there could just be something about you that gives off a flirty energy. This person's viewing you as very honest, truthful, straightforward. I would say powerful as well. There's a power that comes from you. But that's how they're viewing you. It's the card of air. So that's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. This is for nannies. Nannies, I have a yes for you, King of Wands. This person is likely to take charge themselves and make the plans on their own. Keisha, I just saw your comment with the target. Thank you for the feedback there. And you're welcome, Lotus Bean. Hey, Jennifer Simpson, how are you? Martha, you're very welcome. You're welcome, Hood Mystic. You're welcome, nannies. Okay, this is for Haley. Haley, I am getting a yes, but it's the 4 of Cups, so keep in mind that this could come with a sense of feeling bittersweet. So it's one of the things where you can move, but you're gonna feel like your heart is in two places. But maybe it's something you need to do because you don't want to miss out on any opportunities or have any regret by not making this decision. I am getting a yes. Sasha, I am getting a yes. 10 of Cups. You're coming into alignment. So Natty Nat, I'm seeing your life overall being just very chaotic at this time. I know you said you wanting things to pick up in your life, or maybe get some momentum. I'm seeing Aquarius energy, so this might not really start to happen until April. Or I'm sorry. Wow, why did I say April? Maybe April of next year. I meant beginning of next year is what I was trying to say. Aquarius energy, I think that's like January into February or something, if I'm not mistaken, or February sometime. So just keep in mind early next year is probably when you're really going to see some changes. You're still going through some stuff right now that's going to, and I guess, like prevent things from really changing. But my assumption is the more the year goes on, things are going to get easier for you. Amira. Amira, I am getting a yes for you. 6 of Wands, success and victory. Amber. What does Amber need to know right now? What does Amber need to know right now? We have Ace of Cups. So this talks about your heart chakra breaking open, feeling new or overwhelming emotions or feelings. Things kind of opening up with you, like your emotions, how you communicate with other people, or how you feel about yourself. This can indicate a self love era, self love revolution. But Ace of Cups also talks about relationships. So if romance is on your heart, I feel like this is heralding a positive thing for you, that a new relationship is on its way. High Priestess. High Priestess, I have the Three of Wands and the Five of Wands. My intuition's telling me no. I wanted to double check with the pendulum and I also got a no. But I will say that there are some questions on the relationship itself, whether or not to stay in it. The Five of Wands can talk about conflict. So this person could be feeling internally conflicted, or there could be actual conflict that's going on between the two of you. And the Three of Wands indicates is trying to figure out what to do about this. Should I stay? Should I go? Do I make plans to exit the relationship? I don't think that there's any messing around going on behind your back. That's what my gut is telling me. But I do feel like there's concern about whether or not they're happy or whether or not you're happy, possibly. I'm going to go ahead and close the list, guys, because we have a lot of people that I still have to do readings for. I'm trying to get to everybody as much as I can. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. Rising, you donated 2 days ago. All right, I'll double check that. I gotta. Rising, I honestly, that might have been a fever dream for me. I might have seen that and just didn't register in my head. That I don't know. I'm gonna look at that. It's very possible that I did. Thank you for the reading. Amazing. Exactly what I wanted to hear. You're welcome, Amber. Absolutely. I don't trust him, honestly. Yeah, High Priestess, I'm sorry, girl. You got into a fight, spot on. Ugh, well, I'm glad that I'm reading accurately for you, but I also hope that I'm right with everything else that I said. I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to work it out, but if that's what you want, I do hope that's what happens. Oh my God, that's so funny, Rising. Okay, you're gonna probably be before James then if you donated 2 days ago. Like if you pre-ordered days ago, you're gonna probably be first on the list. Let me just double check that, okay? I've got a lot of people to read for, guys. I might not be able to get to everyone, because my free list ends at 8:15 and it's 8:15 now. I've gotten to as many people as I can and I still have a lot of people on my list. So let me try to knock some of these out real quick and do what I can. Ajaz, yes. Knight of Cups. Definitely. Jennifer. I'm getting a no, the devil. Ray. Ray, I'm getting a no. Three of Swords. Content. It feels very neutral content. I wouldn't say anything bad or anything great. I would say just pretty neutral there. Seven of Cups. There could be a lot of things that you're doing right now, or like something's underway, but I don't think you're going to really see the results within the next 48 hours. Tiana, I'm getting a yes. That is how Marquise felt in the moment. Oh, wait. Morning. Morning. I'm getting a no, the Hanged Man. Maybe not wanting to make you look bad, but potentially doesn't want you to get ahead of them. So they may be very competitive with you at this time. It may be a one-sided competition. All right, unfazed. Unfazed, I'm getting a yes. Knight of Pentacles. Eve. Eve, I don't know if I'm seeing anything new per se, but there could be someone returning from the past. I do have the Judgment card. So this typically talks about rekindling or rebirth or resurgence of someone from the past that may want forgiveness or may want to try to make things right or offer clarity. If this person does come back, they're coming back with more effort, because I also had the Six of Pentacles come out at the same time. I'm not saying it can't be a new person, but I think it's more likely that it's someone from the past, because Judgment talks about like needing forgiveness or needing to walk away from the past, needing to forgive yourself, needing to move forward, that kind of thing. So it typically talks about a change or a transformation that someone goes through. This could be talking about you. Maybe you don't want anything from the past and you're ready for something more effort, someone new. There's also that translation, but my initial gut instinct was someone from the past, so I'm going to go with that. All right, James. James, I'm getting a no for some reason. I don't know what's going on here. I don't like this. I don't like this. But I got the Three of Swords poking out and the Nine of Swords here. I hope that nothing like bad happens like with her, or like, I don't know, something could come up in her life maybe where a sudden thing happens and she's not able to go. This looks like she's very upset about this, or very sad that something's like happening. I'm getting a no. I don't know what this is, but I'm getting a no. All right, let's see. You're welcome, Jennifer. You're welcome, Ray. Sienna, Unfazed, you're welcome as well. Crow's Nest, I see you're adding on. Eve, you're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, James. Yeah, because I had the Three of Swords and the Nine of Swords. This is giving her a lot of anxiety to leave her dogs. But I feel like she's really upset that she can't go, or she won't be able to go. I feel like she feels very torn right now. Okay, guys, let me just double check some things real quick. Hopefully everyone's happy I was able to get to them. Okay. really quickly, let me look at this. I'm catching up on donations and then I'm going to confirm everybody's order. May 13th. What day was that? Monday. Oh, you sent it. You know what happened, Rising Storm? You sent it on a night that I was hanging out with my family. So on Monday I was doing haircuts for like my whole family. So I was like in the middle of cutting, I think, my nephew's hair at that time. Or no, maybe it was, yeah, I think it was like my nephew's hair, whatever. My husband, I don't know, something like that. And I think that I had glanced at it, saw it, recognized it, but like that night we ended up doing like a Mother's Day celebration. We were playing games until like well into the evening. So I think that like consciously I didn't process that you sent it. I think I thought, I don't know, like when you mentioned it just now, it almost felt like I dreamt that or something because I dream a lot about our readings, guys. So I think it just kind of like did not process. Like I'm pretty sure I saw it, but I just did not. So anyways, yes. Rising, you will be first on the list since you donated 2 days ago. Okay, so this is the order, guys. I'm working on this now. So Rising was a very early pre-order. And then we have James. James also is immune to no skips because that was a pre-order as well. And then next after that, we have Crow's Nest. All right, so Crow's Nest, and Crow's Nest, I have you down for, you turned it into a BOGO, I believe is what you said. Okay, so Crow's Nest, I have you for a BOGO instead, and I definitely got that donation. Okay, I believe that is the order. If I'm missing anyone, please let me know. I've got Rising for a BOGO, James for his usual, and then Crow's Nest for a BOGO. Perfect. So we're going to start with Rising. Rising, do you want to still keep the same question that you sent to me, or did you want anything to change with that? Can we see how Jay's currently feeling since I posted about you finding someone new? Okay. Okay. I'm actually, but I am still gonna read what you sent though, if that's okay. And then we'll ask your question. Okay. So first question you want to ask is how is he currently feeling about you? Since you posted about finding someone new. Okay. How is Jay currently feeling about rising? So he feels like he has neglected you. I am kind of sensing that you might feel that way as well. Um, I feel like since he's seen the post, he's kind of realizing that he's inhibiting you from being able to move on or move forward. And I think that maybe he's starting to grow like a little bit of a conscience, like Pinocchio. Like, I feel like he's starting to realize that maybe from your side of things, of course, your side of things, it's very one-sided. For him, he's taking. He's putting a lot of energy on you. He's communicating with you in unconventional ways, and it's almost like he's trying to remain in contact with you so that way he can have access to you as much as possible. And I feel like he's maybe starting to realize that that's not really fair to do to you. And I think that when we neglect to take action or see what's right in front of us, we are doing so an effort to kind of keep someone at a distance. But what we don't realize is that if we're still putting energy towards them, if we're still communicating with them, if we're still like giving them signals and things like that, it is gonna keep that person in your like atmosphere. It is gonna keep that person interested in you. And I think that he's kind of known there's like this undercurrent of I've known that I'm not really giving her anything, but I'm still trying to keep her attached to me. And so maybe there's a conscience here of like, wow, I've really neglected her. I've really like not done anything substantial, but I'm keeping her on the line. And that's not really fair because she deserves someone who's actually going to take action to her. And I think he was speaking in a sense from the past out of fear. He was holding on to you tightly, afraid that you would date someone else or end up with someone else. I think that was out of his own fear because we always had that sand timer where he always felt like he was going to run out of time with you and he wasn't going to be able to get to you in time. But I think that there's a lot of maturing and a lot of growing that has happened. And he's thinking to himself, well, if she meets someone else, she's a great catch. She's a catch. And that person will be really lucky. And I'm going to be bummed because I didn't get that opportunity myself, but I can only do what I can do right now. There's only so much that I can put towards this. And if she finds someone new before I'm able to make a move, then that it is what it is. But at this point it's almost like he's like maturing a little bit. I think that before he would lead you on, and not lead you on as in he's not interested, but lead you on to keep you connected to him. And that was out of fear of you losing interest in him and moving on to someone else. And I think at this point he's realizing, well, whatever's going to be is going to be. And I hope that she's available when I and I'm able to work out my shit, and if she's not, then it is what it is. But I'm not bitter. Like, I hear him saying, I'm not bitter. I failed to make a move, and if someone else can do that with her before I'm able to, then it is what it is. But there is a level, I want to like reiterate, there is a level of maturity, consciousness, and ego death going on right now, because I feel like he's starting to put your needs ahead of his own, when for a long time he just really liked the fact that you were into him. He was very flattered by this. But I think, wow, this is an interesting message. Thank you, Spirit. They're saying that through this conversation that you guys have been having, he's starting to humanize you. Before, they're saying before you were a fantasy, and therefore he could be selfish with you. But through this conversation, through this connection, through communicating with you as much as you have recently, he's humanizing you, and you're not this fantasy anymore. He's like, this is a real person. Like, I can't, this is a real person with real wants and needs and desires, and this is a real person looking for something real, and it's no longer this fantasy in my head. This is a actual person, and I cannot keep putting her through this. So through this conversation, actually, it's established like the fact that you are a human being. You're not just like this fantasy girl that he can just do whatever he wants. He's like, wow, I've actually gotten to know her on a personal level. I'm very surprised, and like, she has every right to like want to be with someone in a real way. And so I think that he set out through these conversations to get to know you, to make decisions for himself. And I think he's very surprised the fact that like he's coming to this realization of she's a human being, she's a real person, and I have to respect that. So it's very interesting. It's almost like he's connected with you, and instead of trying to hold on tightly for fear of you meeting someone else, he's growing compassion for you and compassion for your situation. And he's like, this isn't right. I can't keep doing this anymore. So, not that he can't keep doing it with you. I want to be clear. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he can't keep like being selfish with you, is what I'm saying. He can't keep being selfish with you. Um, let's see. How is he feeling? I think that he also is a little bit confused about where to go from here. Um, because this is such a, I understand, so he's finally understanding. Yeah. This is such a layered, complex connection that you have with him. This is like more intricate than what I I guess like typically deal with like if I'm doing a reading for someone. I feel like for your situation, Rising, you have the close proximity, you have the fact that you've already made a move, you have the fact that he's been involved with someone else in the past, you have the fact that that person's still around, you have the fact that you both have kids, you have the fact that um he has signaled to you interest but hasn't made a move yet. And then you have like the whole recent phone conversations that's like a little bit what is the word I'm looking for? Cryptic, right? So, I feel like it's just there's so many layers, and it's just you're right, it's a process. And so my thing is that there's no natural trajectory here, because you guys have so much history together, but also you don't. So, it's like a difficult process. It's like, do we cut our losses and go, you know what, we tried, we tried, we had our conversations, we did our thing. Like, it's unfortunate that we never really could come together in a true way, but at this point, I can't keep going down this path. Or do you say, well, I'm going to start dating other people? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're like, oh, I'll start dating other people, but I'm going to keep my options open and maybe we can come to an alignment in the near future. It's like one of those things. Yeah. That's actually going to be kind of wild too. Like his timing, I'm hoping it's not bad. I'm hoping you aren't getting yourself invested in someone else and then he comes around, but he's saying like that's the price that I pay. He is saying that he hasn't given up hope on you guys yet. I think he really would like to stabilize the connection and have a new relationship with you. But he is saying that there are things he hasn't told you. He said he's keeping secrets. He's saying that there are some things that he hasn't told you that I think he wants to, but he hasn't. And I think part of those secrets are more like not things that you don't know, more like things that you do. For example, you know that you were communicating with him via text, but he thinks that you might not know. So things like that, secrets like that he's gonna want to come clean on. So, um, yeah, there's that. So I have a second question listed on PayPal for you, but I didn't know if you wanted to change it. Let me know if you want to rephrase your second part of your BOGO. Exactly, exactly. But interestingly enough, he thinks that you might not know it was him. He's always been very curious of you. There's never any doubt about that. Okay. If he's going to come clean about him hiding. You're so welcome, Rising. Will he come clean about him hiding, please? Will he come clean about him hiding? He's saying, yes, I will eventually. He's saying in the future, I have the Three of Wands. So he's saying not right now, but in the future, I will. Um, I think that he thinks to himself that if he doesn't, you guys are going to start off on the wrong foot or on the wrong foundation. There's this conversation is going to come up regardless, but I think it's going to be him that's wanting to come clean, initiate the conversation. Um, Here's the thing, I don't think he's ever really been in a healthy relationship, and I think that he looks at you as someone who he could potentially have that with, and he's not going to want to just start off the relationship on the wrong foot with secrets. And I think because in the last reading he's saying I haven't told you everything, I feel like that's kind of his way of saying like I'm coming to the like I'm walking or I'm coming into courage basically, like I'm coming into bravery and trying to basically, you know, come through and not be scared or worried about your reaction about it. um so there is this like underlying like take charge, grow some balls, like that expression that's coming through right now, um, to communicate this with you. But he is saying in the future. He is saying in the future. He's saying because you deserve it. Because you deserve it. We have the Nine of Cups here, and this talks about what it is that you deserve. And also, maybe even what it is that he deserves for you guys to just have a very clean slate, all cards on the table. He's saying there's no way this relationship would be able to work if he didn't come clean. I think he likes to ignore it right now, but I think that if he really thought that something serious would be able to happen with you guys, then he would feel the need to communicate that. Now, if you guys are just friends and you guys don't develop the relationship aspect, then I think he might just keep it to himself to save himself the embarrassment. Um, but he is coming through with the Nine of Swords in reverse. This talks about releasing, letting go, coming through, coming clean, telling the truth. He's also showing up as the King of Cups and King of Pentacles here. The last card of the reading, we have the Six of Pentacles. And so he's saying, you've been nothing but honest with me, and so I need to do the same. Did you have any follow-up to that, Rising? All right, will this take much longer? Will this take much longer? Will this take much longer? Show me one card, please. Oh my God, my cards keep trying to fall on the floor. All right, so we have the Judgment card. I just looked at tarot and timing, and it says no timing. Will this happen? Will this take much longer? Please show me a yes or a no. So the next card I have is the Three of Pentacles. I want to be clear that both of these cards are a yes. So will this take much longer? I'm getting a yes. As far as timing goes, I have the Judgment card. And again, this talks about no timing. The Three of Pentacles to me is telling me that this is going to require some effort or some mutual effort before he can come in for you. So this card talks about compromise. This card talks about collaboration. So there's something going on in his life where it's not just about him. It's requiring an additional person or another party to work things out with him. So he's kind of coming through saying this isn't exactly in my hands 100%. I feel like there's other things that are up in the air right now. Judgment also I'm sort of getting the message here, Rising, with Judgment, that it could require like legal proceedings, and maybe he's saying like this isn't in my power, because there's other things that are out of my control going on here. So Judgment being like a judge, legal proceedings, legal hearing, maybe requiring bringing the law into this. So, and the Three of Pentacles usually talks about everyone agreeing to a common solution or a compromise. or some level of understanding. Maybe it's going to require a mediator. Um, so he's got some things up his sleeve. Maybe that's part of why he said he hasn't told you everything. But I feel like there's something that's completely not in his power. And he's saying I could start something up with Rising Storm right now, but I'm not. I would be setting us up for failure, or I would be giving us lower chances of success if I do that right now. So that's what I'm getting. Um, but yeah, I'm so glad that that's fine with you, Rising. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to James. Rising, thank you so much for your donations. Sorry I missed them earlier. All right, James, love option 2. Love option 2. Donations are open, by the way. If you donate now, there will be 2 people ahead of you, and that is including James, who I'm working on now. James and Patty. Oh, you're so welcome, Rising. Glad to hear it. Sometimes it may seem like I'm shuffling for forever, um, but there's a reason for that. I don't know if well, you guys don't watch me that much anymore, but when I'm channeling, I sometimes will shuffle a deck of cards. Some people scribble on a pad of paper, but I shuffle. It's just the way that I channel. So a lot of times when I feel like I need to tap into your reading, you'll hear me shuffling like 70 times in a row. It's not to waste your time or anything, it's just my process. So sorry about that. Sometimes I can get the information right away and therefore not as much shuffling, but sometimes I feel like I need to disconnect and reconnect, and that's how I do it. So, all right. Um, this is for James and Patty. The first thing that's coming through, James, is I feel like she feels like she's really letting you down. Um, and I don't think that she likes that. I think that she's really enjoyed the way that things have been going lately. And I think the last thing she wants is to disappoint you. I know that she knows that it was um, it's really important to you to spend that time, and you probably would be planning this birthday trip like around her, or like highly considering her in these plans. So since we do these readings so often, a lot of times I'm noticing I'm tapping into like the energy of the day. So just bear with me with that. But I feel like she's like, I had to say the truth, but unfortunately, I really worry that I'm letting him down. I have the King of Swords and the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands talks about like a challenge. It may even have been like a regretful thing she said to you. She's like, I need to tell him, but this could be something that, um, she could have been struggling with. Like maybe her dog's health like has been like slowly declining, or there's something that has happened and she's really had to sit here and think about this. I feel like she's given this much thought, even if something recently happened with her animal. I don't think that she like thought about this for less than an hour. Like, I really feel like this is something that she's been thinking on for hours or days, even. Um, and I almost feel like it's I still want to go, but I would have to see how things are going then. And it's really hard for you to make plans like that without knowing if she can or cannot. So she's kind of like basically removing herself from the equation because she knows that you might be making these plans around her and she doesn't want to stop you. Or at the very last minute disappoint you if she has to pull out. So it's almost like she's trying to cancel this now so that way she doesn't like cause any issues for you or disappoint you down the line. Because this situation that she's in right now, it definitely could be like a let's play it by ear kind of thing, but with vacations it's really hard to do that much in advance unless you want to pay for an Airbnb or a hotel last minute. um and even still like going away with you, if something were to happen to her animals while she was away, I think that um it would be pretty devastating to her. Like, and you don't want that to like taint the trip that you guys have together. For some reason my recommendation is coming through to tell you to choose something local instead that she might be able to take part in and not feel like she's away from her animals for too long. That might be a better route to go. I think Myrtle Beach might be just too far of a drive, but if you can think of something more local, and maybe she could do Myrtle down the line. um but I'm hearing like she still wants to spend it with you. She still wants to, it's almost like she just doesn't want to be in two places at once. So, if you're interested, if you can find something local that maybe is not like an overnight stay, or even if it is, it's not that far, that if she's able to find someone to watch her animals, she can, go back and she's only, half an hour away or an hour away or whatever, that might make her feel better. But I think it's the overnight stay at a distance thing. So I don't know if she's mentioned that to you or not, but that's coming through. So I think the main thing, she doesn't want to disappoint you, and I think she still wants you to know that you're important to her and she still wants to spend time with you. I see here with feelings is that no matter what, I'm going to make sure he feels special. I'm going to get him something to let him know that I'm thinking of him on his birthday. And I think that that's just kind of weighing on her at the moment because I have like the Five of Cups here. So I think she's just really disappointed about this, honestly. Um, all right, what are her intentions? What are her intentions? I also see here too with the Seven of Cups and the Magician, it's like kind of how I touched on it. It says she still wants to make sure your birthday feels special. She might, James, actually be thinking of something. She might be doing research herself to make another suggestion to you. So she might say, hey, I know we can't do the Myrtle Beach thing, but I wanted to still see you and spend time with you. I found this place, it's closer. Would you be down to do something like this? I feel like she's trying to take this into her own hands and come up with a different solution to this issue at hand. I really think that she just wants to make sure you know that she's making an effort towards you. Eight of Wands. So you might not have to actually do any research at all. She might actually come to you and be like, I found this, and this. Do any of these options interest you? I know we can't do Myrtle Beach probably, but this would any of these be like a good alternative? And see, yeah, I just am getting like a lot of like, let me take matters into my own hands because I don't want to disappoint him. um I feel like she's thinking on her feet right now. She's thinking ahead. She's trying to think of something else to do. um yeah, what are her intentions here? I think also too, James, this is like a legitimate reason to not be able to go, but I feel like she's still thinking to herself, I just really don't want to disappoint him. I don't know why it keeps coming through. I know I'm talking in circles, but I think that she feels really, really bad about this. And it's not just disappointing you. She was looking forward to this herself. She was excited about this uh trip. Like the idea of it, thinking about it, like the dog thing might have been in the back of her mind at some point, but I think she was just really looking forward to it. But the more she thought about it, or maybe something recently happened with her animals, then she's like, shit, I don't think this is gonna work. But she's also disappointed for herself. It's not just you. I see her here with intentions of Two of Pentacles, is that she wants to balance. Um, she wants to try to do both at the same time. That's what I'm getting. Is she's saying, is there a way that we can have our cake and eat it too? Is there a way that we can adjust these plans, still do something, but maybe I can still make sure that I'm in close proximity to my animals? No, I think you're right. She really did want to go and feels bad, but I get it. She told me her dog has cancer. Yeah. And that's the other thing, James, is like, even if she does go, it'll be regretful. She'll be worried the whole time. Whoever's taking care of her animal, she's going to be like, you know, like she might even get like a pet cam watching her animal, like all her dog at all times. Like, something tells me is it's not going to be like fully enjoyable for her because she's going to be kind of on edge. So I completely get it. And like, I wouldn't want to have someone come with me to my birthday if they weren't going to be able to fully enjoy it with me either. I think she just doesn't want to ruin this for you either way. But as far as like an underlying energy for this reading, is that I feel like she really wants to take things into matters into her own hands, think on her feet, figure out what we can do instead, if that's even an option. I think she really wants to make this up to you. And that shows that she really, really cares about you and cares that you enjoy yourself and you have a good time on your birthday. Um, and I see no blocks or influences here outside of the known one, and that is that her dog's health is not great right now. And then as far as the overall energy, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So she's still here with you, James. She's still next to you. She's still invested in this. She's like, we've already started something here. Like, I'm not walking away. So that's good. I'm sorry you got this disappointing news today, though. I was wondering why the Three of Swords was coming through. I was like, heartbreak. And then I was like, oh my god, I hope she's not gonna like lose someone around the time of your birthday. Because the Three of Swords talks about like deep pain and sadness and grief and stuff like that. And then I saw the Nine of Swords, that's like anxiety, worry, um, and just like mental overwhelm. So I was like, I wonder if something bad is going to happen around that time. But this actually makes a lot more sense now. How would you like to go from here, James? Yeah, absolutely. And also, like, there's a plus to doing that. And depending on when you go, you could probably get like off season rates. And so that's kind of like a win win as well. When your dog's health is declining and you really don't know how much time you have left with them. Oh, I just noticed the Two of Cups was at the bottom of your reading too. Um, and you don't know what's going to happen with them. It's like every single moment matters. Like every second that you have left with them matters. And so, of course, we don't know which way this is going to go, but um, that could be where her head is at. I think I'm feeling like I'm ready to ask Patty to be my girlfriend, so I want to see how that would go if the next time we see each other, I ask her. Okay, let's see. Crow's Nest, I have you down for a BOGO. If you're in here right now, feel free to get your questions prepped. You can post them both if you're ready, or just one, and I'll hold on to it until it's your turn. All right. I feel like I'm ready to ask Patty to be my girlfriend. This is for James. Ooh, the Lovers. Is Patty ready for James to ask her? Is Patty ready for James to ask her? Is Patty ready for James to ask her? Do you feel like she's ready? Because I got some cards here. How will this go? How will this go? Well, of course you wouldn't be asking. I think, James, you've been ready for a long time, haven't you? How will this go, please? How will this go? Okay, so here's what I'm getting. I'm hearing 99%. Just a second. Oh my god, hold on. Jeez Louise. I'm literally choking. I'm like, I hope James isn't gonna choke when he asks her. But yeah, I'm literally choking. This is wild. I'm like, is Spirit trying to like get me to not be able to talk right now? Okay. So I'm hearing 99%. And so what that tells me is we're very close. And actually, like for example, if you ask her next time you see one another, you could be at that 100%. I don't know when you guys are going to see each other again, but right now, where it stands, I feel like it's like 99%. I'm getting a lot of really beautiful cards. I feel like it's really important because I don't know the relationship that you intuitively really think to yourself, you're going to get a yes. Are you jumping the gun because you want to solidify this relationship, or do you really think she's giving you the signs and signals? That's a you question. I'm not going to be able to answer that for you. But what I am getting is a lot of beautiful cards. I have the Lovers here. I have the Hierophant, Ace of Cups, Empress. These all show me that Patty is really considering you as an equal, that you guys have a lot in common, that she is starting to feel like she can give back to you in a very similar way. I feel like you're giving her a lot of hope in her love life right now. Um, I also feel like she thinks that things are getting easier with you and that things will continue on that trajectory. Lots of growth. Still showing up as the Queen of Swords. We still have Four of Pentacles energy here. So to me, that kind of shows that she's still kind of guarded. Which is why I don't want to give you 100% a green light right this second. But I kept hearing 99%, 99%. She's almost there. She's almost ready. So if you don't see her until next weekend, that might be 100% at that point. Do I think you should ask her today? Do I think you should show up at her house and ask her today? Not necessarily. I think also too, keeping in mind this other situation that she's going through is key and important. And no, that should not inhibit you being in a relationship with her. But if she's feeling very emotionally overwhelmed, she might feel like you're being insensitive to her situation and by asking her that question, because we know Patty can take things the wrong way sometimes. So I think that if her dog has been like battling cancer for like a year or more, or even like 6 months or more or something like that, I don't think the timing would be off to ask her to be your girlfriend in the very near future, like in the next week or two. But if this is sudden new news, new information that she just received very recently, maybe not. Maybe not right this second. Okay, perfect. That's what I wanted to hear. You said no, most likely we'll see each other this weekend. I'm gonna fill the situation. I'm strategic, but I feel like it's time. I'm saying, James, you are like, you've been sitting at the red light for a long time and you're about to take your foot off the brake. The light's about to turn green and you're about to be able to go. So I just am letting you know that's the metaphor I'm getting, and I feel like you're extremely close. And I think that, what's today, Wednesday? So if you see her this weekend, I think that she might be ready. I really, really do. I'm not just gonna say that just to say that, but we also got to read the room. Yeah. You said I'm a sniper who's been in the fox den. Well, see, she knows too. That's what's really funny. I think she's known this as well. But you also want to set yourself up for the best chances for her to say yes too. So it's one of those things. But again, Lovers, Six of Pentacles, the Hierophant, Ace of Cups, Six of Swords, and the Empress. Love those. Those are very, very loving, equal, balanced. I want what you want. Let's grow together kind of cards. What is your next question? I'm thinking for the next question, seeing if we can delay the trip to Myrtle Beach later in the year. All right, I am getting a yes, 8 of Wands. I feel like this is a much better solution for the Myrtle Beach trip. I think that will make her feel better as well. Of course, she's going to tell you that that sounds much more doable, but it is going to be conducive. Is that the word? Conducive, or No, that's not the word. Conducive. It's an agreement. She's saying it's much more conducive, but it is going to be dependent on what's going on at that time. So, hey Crow's Nest, thanks for checking in. If you want to get your questions prepped, feel free. So yeah, she's saying that's much more doable. I'm definitely getting that. Let's look at the months though. Let's see. Chew! Ooh, I like that. When I get a sneeze, I feel like there's momentum being built. So that feels good. So July. What is July looking like for Myrtle Beach? What is July looking like? What is August looking like for Myrtle Beach? What is September looking like for Myrtle Beach? All right, we're looking at September. I wouldn't say July or August. July, we have the moon, things hidden, conflict. So July feels like there's probably not much opportunity for a trip like this. And then August, we have sadness and grief, like grieving. I also want to throw out there, I hope this is not about her dog. I'm in August. I hope this is like, I hope this is just maybe just saying a no. This is not a favorable month, but grief is here. So just throwing that out there. We also have for September, the Six of Pentacles, and that usually talks about very favorable circumstances. It's where you're ready, she's ready, you both are ready together. So that's why I'm leaning towards September. All right, tell me more about September for Myrtle Beach. Ace of Cups. Tell me more about September. 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, baby. James, I'm going with September. I'm going with September being the best month for you guys. But that's definitely more favorable, and I think she's going to tell you that's definitely doable. Dependent on how things go for her with her pup. But I'm leaning towards September. Did you have any, like, follow-up to that you wanted to ask? About maybe September or something like that? Or do you feel like that answered your question? September feels romantic. September feels like in alignment. September feels like finally we get to do this thing that we've been wanting to do for so long. It seems like you guys are in a place of feeling free, having fun, having a good time, being affectionate, being romantic. Yeah, it feels good. So I'm gonna go with September. I keep hearing August in my head. For some reason, I don't know why I'm stuck on that month. But I think as far as your Myrtle Beach trip goes, I'm getting September. You're welcome, James. Have a great night. Hey, Crow's Nest. Thanks for waiting. So I just need to be done at or around 10 my time. So that's in about 45 minutes. So donations are open. I am going to leave them open for a little while longer. All right, question 1. Talking to this guy on a dating app, trying to get myself out there for the first time in 3 years. Congratulations. That's a big deal. So you're talking to this guy that you really like. His name is Jason. How will things go with him? I see you as the Queen of Swords right now, Crow's Nest. The Queen of Swords just flew out. Hey, Star, welcome in. So I'm seeing you're still very guarded. I know you're trying to get yourself out there, but Queen of Swords is like, I would rather window shop and let someone else let me ask the questions, and you're like kind of like you're kind of coming through of the energy of don't really ask anything of me, just let me ask you the questions. I still feel like you're like surface level with these men, but I don't feel like you're ready to dive in deep just yet. I don't know what his sign is either, but believe me, I'm curious. He's a good communicator. I love that. I love that for you. Okay. Where will things go with Jason? Where will things go with Jason? Where will things go with Jason? Do I take this or not? All right, I want to actually get a little more clear first before we talk about the trajectory of your relationship. I want to know about him. I want to know what his intentions are. What are Jason's intentions? I know this isn't your question, and I promise I'll answer your question, but I need to understand what energy this is I'm picking up here. What is Jason's intentions with Crow's Nest? Jessica. What is Jason's intentions with Jessica? I like that you guys are both J names. What's Jason's intentions? What's Jason's intentions? All right, I like Jason. I do. I like Jason. So keeping in mind we had Libra energy, but we also have Gemini. We have Aries, Leo, Capricorn. We actually have all the air signs, so I'm just throwing that out there. I like Jason. I do. I don't know if I'm picking up on your energy because I'm very cautious about this person. I'm going to like what I see. I like him, but I'm going to still like get to know this person, you know? Like, that's what it feels like. So I'm like, am I tapping into your energy here with this? But the Hierophant, as far as his intentions, his intentions are he's looking for someone who shares the same beliefs, morals, traditions, interests, has the same like plan for themselves. Essentially, he's looking for alignment. He's looking for someone who wants to live a parallel life to him and both together, if that makes sense. So he wants to hear about your goals, your ambitions, what's important to you, what makes you happy. Because if he can find enough of similarities there, he can feel confident that you're a good match for him. Now, isn't that what we're all doing? That's pretty much what dating is. You know, we're looking for, but he's saying the reason I want these things is because I want to know that it's a good idea to invest my time in someone. So he's not worried about current compatibility. He's worried about long-term compatibility. Why I like that is that he's thinking about the future, meaning that maybe he's more relationship oriented than, say, your average Joe. So, especially if you're looking for a committed relationship, this is a good reading to get on someone. He may put a lot of focus on the compatibility on paper, then instead of like it needs to be 50-50 in my opinion. You need to be great on paper, but you also need to see how the energy is in person. He could be the type of person that like it may be very picky, but I think it's working in his favor because he's not settling. So there's that. But I think that, Jessica, it's important that when you feel comfortable, the soonest moment you feel comfortable, if you like this guy, you guys get together in person. I think that's like the main message here, because you want him to be able to make a decision based on not just what you guys have in common, but also your energy together, because that's going to help the relationship. It's going to help you understand one another better. Yeah, I asked him and he said he'd be willing to FaceTime before meeting. Love that. That's perfect. Because we need to get it off of. Because I almost hear him going, you say something and he's like, I like that. I like that. Oh, I like that. That sounds great to me. Oh, I like that. Well, that's kind of, but you know, whatever. Like, I feel like almost like he's making too many like micro judgments. They're in your favor, but I feel like he's paying too much attention to what you're saying and he really needs to spend time with you. Um, I feel like he's a leader. I feel like he's a go-getter. I feel like he's looking at you guys as a great match. We have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands here. So to me, that means that he feels you guys are incredibly compatible. That might actually put you at the top of his list. So if he's at the top of yours, that's really great. Um, I see him here saying, I just want someone I can be silent with. I want someone I can have fun with, do life with, but I also want someone I can be quiet with. I want someone who we can lay in bed together and we don't have to be talking or doing anything, but we're just enjoying one another's company. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. He says that he has fun doing things indoor or outdoors and going on adventures and fun dates and things, but what's really going to resonate for him is how you guys are together in silence. When you guys have nothing to do and you're just hanging out, how do you guys get along? Is it comfortable? Is it a comfortable silence? Is it awkward? Like, are you constantly thinking about how to fill the silence, or are you just comfortable and able to take your mask off and just be who you are, a normal person? Um, I think he's looking for easy. I think he wants you to be looking for easy. And what I mean by that is simple. A life where it's not hard, you know. For example, I'm going to throw in a little bit of me into this reading. And I have that. I have heard so many times people say, marriage is hard, marriage is hard, marriage is one of the hardest things you do, but it's so rewarding. Marriage is hard, marriage is hard, marriage is hard. I don't know if they're actually saying marriage is hard or if they're saying being a parent and having a marriage is hard. Because, in my personal opinion, marriage is easy. Marriage is so easy. I'm 6 months in. I've been with my partner for 8.5 years. I do not feel at all that this is hard. I feel like what was hard was everything we went through before we got married. I don't know why people say marriage is hard. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. The only thing I can think of that would make marriage hard is adding in children into the mix. But then why are you saying marriage is hard? It's more like parenting is hard. I don't get it. But that's just me. And I don't exactly love marriage. I don't like that cliche. Like I actually get offended by it when people are like marriage is hard. Have I been married for 20 years? No. Have I been married for 10 years? No. But I have been in this relationship going on 9 years at this point. And even though we haven't been married that long, we have been in the relationship this long. And we're great. So I don't know. I resent that expression. So with this, going back to your reading, he wants the opposite of marriage is hard. He wants marriage is easy. He wants something that's so fun. It's a sleepover with your best friend every single night. Yes, you're going to have your issues, you're going to have your moments, but he wants to feel like it's seamless. He wants to feel like it's an easy transition. It's not complicated. Maybe he's seen his fair share of complicated marriages and he doesn't want it. But he's looking for someone who's going to invest in him just as much as he's going to invest to make sure that the relationship feels fun and young and new all the time. You don't settle into complacency. He said, I'm glad he has good intentions. I've been so scared lately. I feel like a little lamb in a den of wolves. It's super nerve-wracking. Well, good. That answers my question. So, as far as how things are going to go, let's take a look. Because him as a person and his intentions feel right. They feel like they're in a good place. But let's see where the relationship is going to go. And then if you're ready for your second question, you can post it. How will things go? How will things go? The sun. I love seeing so much Leo in your readings. How will things go? How will things go? Oh, we have 10 of Cups here. So, I think things are going to go really well. 10 of Cups showing alignment means that you guys get along really well. I don't necessarily foresee any issues with like lots of arguments, disagreements. Generally, you just really enjoy spending time with one another, and that's what's important to the relationship. You might still have some growing pains, some things to work through in the relationship, but what connection doesn't? The sun here shows a lot of fun. Like the sun in the 10 of Cups means you guys are laughing all the time. You're having a lot of fun with one another. And also the chemistry is there. I have the Ace of Wands. So there is a lot of attraction as well. I don't know if that's going to be like top of your list. For this connection, you might feel like you just made such a great connection with this person that maybe sex is up there, but it's not like the first thing, which I feel for a long-term relationship, that's important. You need to know how to be with one another when you're not having sex, because you can't really have sex every single second of the day. You've got chores, you have responsibilities and work and whatever else you throw in the mix, being a parent, all that stuff. Well, it's like you need to be able to like find happiness in the relationship without that being a priority, but it's up there. I want to reiterate, there is a lot of passion and attraction here. And then we also have the 3 of Cups, which makes me feel like every day kind of feels like, you know, a gift. Every day you have something to celebrate. You're very present when you guys are together. You make sure to be very present and not have any distractions around. It's really hard to say how long this will go, how long this will last, but it seems like you guys are off to a really great start. And I do like to see the 10 of Cups there because it does talk about marriage. So it's very cute. All right, what can Crow's Nest expect in general? So this is not about Jason, right? This is just in general in your life. He might be a fire sign too. In general, okay. Oh, general love. What can Crow's Nest expect in love in general in the near future? Yeah, I got you. Stragglers. I mean, you might hit it off with someone else even better than this, you know what I mean? So it's always good to keep your options open. So Crow's Nest, the one thing that you have going for you, they're showing me, is your intuition. Your intuition is crazy, girl. Like, everyone has intuition, right? But I feel like yours is like off the charts. So use that as your superpower to weed through the bullshit. I have the Queen of Cups and the High Priestess being the first two cards out of this reading. I don't know in the history of doing readings, I can't recall, but I don't really remember ever having the Queen of Cups and the High Priestess coming out together right next to each other and also being the first cards of the reading. So to me, that's like a highlighted area that we need to talk about. And I feel like Spirit is saying, like, yes, keep doing that. Cut someone off as soon as something's not quite right, just move on to the next person. Your intuition is literally your superpower. Your ability to decipher between if someone's lying to you, hiding something, communicating with you, being straightforward with you, like, it's almost like you can read someone like an x-ray. The transparency is unreal with the way that you use your intuition. So I think that's just kind of maybe like a round of applause or a pat on the back for leaning into that part of yourself, your inner knowing, and just trusting what's right for you. Hey, Lotus Bean, that sounds great. Thank you. Um, let's see. What can she expect in love in the near future? That's okay, Lotus. We got a little bit of time. What can she expect in love in the near future? I do see a person here for you. It's not resonating to me as Jason, but because, like, I have King of Pentacles, and that wasn't in your last reading when we were talking about him. But there is a King of Pentacles here that's being real sneaky like. Seven of Swords, as we all know, talks about like underhanded behavior, dishonesty, sneakiness, shadiness, someone being dishonest. I think I said that, untruthful, whatever. So there is a King of Pentacles here that might try to come through. This person might be flashy in a materialistic way. There's to me multiple types of flashy. Hey, Pisces, thank you. There's like a personality flashy, like an ego flashy, charm and charisma, and then there's like the kind of flashy where they kind of show off all the things that they have, their possessions, everything that they've got. So I feel like this person's going to try to come through with like how much money they make, or that, you know, they're going to kind of lead with their oh my God, what am I trying to say? They're gonna lead with their possessions. They're gonna lead. There's like a specific word that I'm thinking and I can't get to it. Achievements. Thank you. They're gonna lead with their achievements first. So just throwing that out there. Don't trust this person. That person's gonna come around you. Don't trust it. All right, let's see here. What's coming in love in general? They're saying that someone's catching your attention, crow's nest, and you're really not going to entertain anything else. I have the Four of Cups here, and I feel like you just got one person on your mind. You are talking to other people, but you have like a first choice. And I feel like that's really the only person that you want to talk to. So I feel like it's nice, it's flattering to get compliments from other people, know that other people are interested in you, and you don't really want to put all your eggs into one basket at first, and I totally get that. So you might be allowing yourself to talk to multiple people because you want to make sure that you're not like hunkering down too fast or like choosing someone too quickly. But I feel like there's just always going to be this standout person in your love life currently that you're going to go with, and like these other people are going to kind of just be like, oh, well, let me just get to know these other people just to make sure that I'm making the right choice. But they're kind of showing me that there's one person that's kind of got your attention, and that you're not really paying attention to other options. We do have Knight of Pentacles here for you. So I'm seeing at least two other men. And I see you kind of keeping your options and your feelings about these people kind of close to chest. But again, I don't see you really going for them. So the last card in this reading, we have the Nine of Pentacles. And so I feel like that's Spirit's way of saying, don't worry, everything that you've wanted is about to come true. Everything that you've went through, worked for, all of that is about to come true. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of culmination. And so it talks about you getting rewarded or you getting a payout, that kind of thing. So just keep trusting that gut of yours. Even with Jason, I'm going to throw it out there, even though we like Jason, even with Jason, if you're starting to notice weird things, they want you to know that your intuition is never going to steer you wrong. So just keep that in mind. But I'm rooting for Jason. I really like him. I like his energy. I feel like he would make someone a good husband. You're welcome. Thank you so much for your donation. All right, Pisces, it's your turn. Jessica, have a good night. Yeah, just be a little cautious, Jessica, but it looks pretty good, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel for you that you're gonna meet your person soon. Like, I just feel like that husband is at arm's reach. Pisces, we are ready for you. If you want to post your question, I have to get going soon, so the sooner we can get started, the better. Perfect. Thank you, Pisces, for letting me know. Lotus, yes. I saved a place for you, Lotus, to donate. But I would need you to donate within the next, I don't know, 10 minutes or less because I do have to get going soon. You're welcome. I asked a coworker friend to ask a guy we work with his... Wait. Okay, so you have a female friend who is your coworker. You explain to them that you have interest in this guy you work with, and instead of communicating that, you feel now the two of them have hit it off and are flirting with each other. When you said you asked a coworker friend to ask a guy you work with his 8 because you were interested, what does his 8 mean? I think that's a typo. What were you trying to say there? Oh, you're totally fine. Okay. Got you. Okay. Let's figure out what's going on between them, okay? His age, okay. Pisces, do you have initials that you can give me by chance? Would you be comfortable with that? The name or initial of your coworker friend, and the name or initial of the guy that you work with that you were interested in. JR and his is KM. Okay. All right. Spirit, we're tapping in for Pisces 22. She's interested in KM. Her coworker friend is JR. She wants to know if JR and KM like each other. Do KM and JR like each other? Does KM like JR? Does JR like KM? Okay. Wow. I am getting, Pisces, that there's interest in them both. I think that one of them likes the other one a little bit more than the other. So for example, and I'm trying to understand who it is. I can't tell, but that's the message I'm getting, is that KM likes JR more than JR likes KM, or JR likes KM more than KM is interested in JR. So there's an imbalance of interest here. Okay? But there is mutual interest. I think something happened where they kind of like hit it off through conversation. You think he likes her more? Okay. I would honestly agree with that, Pisces, because he is the card of 2 of Cups and she's the card of 7 of Wands. So to me, it makes me feel like she's trying to stand her ground. Maybe she's feeling a bit torn about the position that she's now in, knowing that she's kind of betraying you in a sense. And he doesn't have any obligation to you or her or anyone else. So he's feeling like his conscience is clear to be interested in her. So I think that I could back you up on that actually with these cards here. But like I said, there's an interest here that is uneven. He keeps pushing to talk to her in front of you. Okay, so this is what we're going to do really quickly. We are now going to look at KM's interest in you, Pisces. We're going to break this down even further. Lotus Bean, I have your question and I got your donation. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, girl. Well, is there a follow-up that you'd like to ask? Is KM interested in Pisces? Is KM interested in Pisces? Yeah, you're right. I gotta confirm no. I have the Four of Swords. I think the door might be closed to that interaction. Four of Swords kind of talks about how he's not giving energy to you. He's not pursuing you, not taking action towards you. And as a yes or no card, it is a no. So I think maybe he just has, you know, an interest in your friend. Let's see. What is JR's feelings about KM? So I have for you, Pisces, I have the Ten of Cups and the Nine of Swords as JR's interest in KM. So I think that she really wants to see where this goes. I think she likes the flirting, but this is giving her much anxiety to be interested in someone that you were interested in before. It seems almost like she doesn't want to betray you. It seems like she wants to be a good friend. And I think this is really getting to her. So I think what you could do for her is just let her know that he's not interested in you and that you've noticed that something's been going on between them and that she has your blessing to pursue that if she wants to. Interesting. So she's already involved with someone else? The plot thickens. Could this be why she's having this anxiety? Could this be why she's feeling so torn right now? Interesting. Well, I hope that answers your question, Pisces. I know that what it's like to feel disappointed, you know, in someone being interested in you. And you either have to be the one that lets them down or they have to be the one that lets you down. It's never fun. It's never a good time. But at least you know. You're welcome, Pisces. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have a great rest of your night. All right, this is for Lotus Bean. Lotus Bean, you're still in here, right? Yeah, you'll find someone else, Pisces, for sure. My thing is that if someone's not crazy about me, I don't want it. Like, I want someone who is crazy about me. Someone who literally just thinks the world of me. And not everyone's going to feel that way about you. Not every platonic relationship is going to feel that way about you. Not every family member is going to feel that way about you. So you get to actually choose your partner. Choose someone who's head over heels for you, who's crazy about you, who's like your biggest hype man. That's who you want to be involved with. Because not everyone's going to be for everyone, you know? So choose the family that hypes you up. Choose the friends that hype you up. Choose the partner that hypes you up. That's how I see it. I don't want to waste my time on someone who doesn't think that I hang the moon and the stars. All right, Lotus Bean. What has CM been thinking about me? What has CM been thinking about Lotus Bean? What has CM been thinking about Lotus Beam? Wow. Okay. I almost want to ask the nature of your relationship, but I will ask that in a minute because I don't want you to tell me too much and influence the energy I'm picking up. But I am going to start with some themes here. So we have conflict. I feel like temptation, maybe. We also have independence. We also have, I feel almost like someone's desire to take the lead, someone trying to evolve or grow or change. And we also have the Seven of Pentacles, which talks about like a lot of thinking, a lot of wondering, a lot of fantasizing. We also have the Four of Wands, which is commitment. So these are the themes that are here. I don't know the nature of the relationship, of course, but it does make me feel like there's a desire for commitment here, probably from CM because this is who we're channeling. Now there's some scenarios here. You'll have to tell me what fits. If you are in a relationship with someone else or you're dating someone else, CM has interest in you. He hopes that you end the relationship. Or if CM is in a relationship with someone else and is interested in you, he is considering leaving that relationship. Or there's some sense of, I don't want to be it's like this conflict that surrounds independence or being single. So it's like maybe he's saying, I don't want to be single anymore. I want to be with Lotus Bean. I'm not quite sure what this is, but there's definitely a theme or conflict around feeling single or being single. And specifically wanting getting what you've always wanted. So, Nine of Pentacles talks about how we work really, really hard to get to where we want to be. We found our person or we're living the life that we always wanted. And it's through our perseverance that gets us there. We're finally getting a payoff or a payout. Our hard work is finally paying off for us. We finally feel like we're in the place and getting exactly what it is that we want. There's also this feeling of like CM thinking about some changes that have been made recently. Maybe he feels, or I'm saying he, bear with me if CM is not a him. It's sorry about that. But I'm just throwing that out there. So CM could be thinking that they've really grown and changed. Maybe they've outgrown some things, some people, and they're in this place of like wanting to evolve, wanting to be better, wanting to be with someone who will make them like a power couple kind of vibe. Seven of Cups here talks about like fantasizing and dreaming. Good, I'm glad I was right. Seven of Cups talks about fantasizing and dreaming and like being a dreamer and thinking about you a lot, overthinking even. And then we have the Four of Wands, which talks about like commitment in marriage. We also have the commitment card here. I want you to be a part of my future. He is saying that you guys have unfinished business. There's still some things to resolve and discuss. He's saying that you helped him learn some lessons and realize what he needed to work on. So this could be him saying, I know those things now and I'm trying to do better. And then we also have that there are some things that's happened in your relationship that didn't go the way that he expected it to go or hasn't gone the way that he expected it to go. But these are like basically some themes that are going on in his head. Feel free to tell me the nature of your relationship if you'd like or elaborate on this at all. And then maybe I can start to kind of like put the pieces together for you. But If not, and you don't care to share, that is what I have for you as far as the reading. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions. You haven't spoken in about a month. Okay. So, what this is telling me is that he is thinking about commitment with you. He's thinking about what a relationship would be like with you. And he's saying that during our time apart, I have learned some lessons. You've helped me go through some type of discovery or self-discovery and introspection, and I'm realizing what my flaws are through you. And maybe you've helped him highlight those things verbally, or maybe he's realizing things about himself through your connection, and he's saying I'm trying to work on those things. So the conflict around independence might be that he is realizing he doesn't want to be single, that he wants to actually be in a loving, committed relationship. And I have here that while things didn't necessarily go as expected or as planned, he still plans to come back around to talk to you. We have unfinished business, that there's still things to resolve and discuss. So things are not done here, is kind of what he's saying. And that's kind of how it's ending. I feel like he's going to want to come back and see maybe if there's a way to work through these things with you, or maybe just offer something to you that he hasn't before. Four of Wands talks a lot about taking the next step in a relationship. So this could indicate his desire to elevate or take things to the next level with you. All right, Lotus. All right, friends, that is where I'm going to leave it. I do have to get going. Look at me. I finished 1 minute early. So that's good. I'm going to run, but I will be back tomorrow, I promise. I should be working, what's today? Wednesday. So I should be working Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There is a big possibility that out of one of those 4 days, I will be taking off, but it's not a guarantee. But you should expect me to see the majority of the days throughout the rest of the week from here on out. We were friends starting out, but then kind of developed a crush on each other, but it never took off for. So that's interesting, Lotus, because there's that conflict surrounding wanting to be single or not be single, not really knowing, or I didn't really know what that meant. That could indicate like wanting to take this from a friendship, because you're two in a friendship, you're two individual people. But maybe there's that conflict surrounding taking this from a friendship to a commitment. That could also be there. I mean, that does make sense for the reading. So, Lotus, thank you so much. I hope you have a great rest of your night. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye, everyone.